Imagine a world of ice and snow. The biting wind chills you to the bone. You are alone, the last of your kind, a Viking warrior surviving in a world that has forgotten your strength. This is no game. This is survival. The Vikings were once lords of the sea, their longships striking fear into the hearts of men. Now their era fades like the setting sun. The world has moved on, leaving behind a warrior struggling to hold on to the fading embers of his past. We are about to embark on a journey, a day in the life of the last Viking warrior. We will witness his struggles, his triumphs, and his unwavering will to survive in a world that has turned its back on him. This is a story of courage, resilience, and the fight for survival against insurmountable odds. The Viking Age is over. The era of fierce warriors and legendary seafarers has come to an end, leaving behind a legacy that is slowly being reclaimed by nature. The once mighty longships now lie rotting in the fjords. These vessels, which once carried brave souls across treacherous seas, are now mere shadows of their former glory, succumbing to the relentless passage of time. The echoes of their raids have faded into distant whispers. The tales of their conquests, once told with pride and fear, are now but faint memories, barely audible in the winds that sweep through the fjords. The world remembers their ferocity, but their time is past. The ruins of their villages stand as silent witnesses to a bygone era, overgrown and forgotten by the world that has moved on. The climate has grown colder, harsher. The once temperate lands that supported their thriving communities are now gripped by relentless winters, making survival a constant challenge. The land, once fertile, now yields meager sustenance. The fields that once provided bountiful harvests are now barren, covered in frost, and unable to support the life that once flourished here. The seas, once teeming with fish, are now treacherous and unforgiving. The waters that once offered abundance now pose a constant threat with their unpredictable storms and icy waves. Survival itself is a daily battle. Each day brings new challenges as the harsh environment tests the limits of endurance and resilience. Our Viking warrior knows this reality all too well. He stands as a testament to the enduring spirit of his people, facing the relentless cold with a determination that refuses to waver. He remembers the stories of his ancestors, tales of conquest and glory. These stories passed down through generations are a source of strength and a reminder of a time when the Vikings were a force to be reckoned with. But he also sees the truth reflected in the icy landscapes around him. The world has changed, and the old ways are no longer enough to ensure survival. The world has changed, and he must adapt to survive. The skills and knowledge that once guaranteed success in battle must now be applied to the struggle for daily existence. The old ways are gone, replaced by a desperate struggle for existence. The tools and techniques of the past are no longer sufficient, and new strategies must be developed to cope with the harsh realities of the present. Yet within this struggle, the Viking spirit flickers. It is a small but persistent flame, a reminder of the strength and resilience that once defined a people. It refuses to be extinguished. The determination in the eyes of the Viking warrior is a testament to the enduring legacy of his ancestors. It yearns for the strength of old, the stories of bravery, and the echoes of a glorious past. The Viking spirit lives on, a beacon of hope and resilience in a world that has changed beyond recognition. The decline of the Vikings was not only due to external forces. While the relentless pressure from foreign invaders and the changing tides of history played their part, the seeds of their downfall were sown from within. Internal strife, greed, and a betrayal of their own values contributed to their downfall. The once united clans began to fracture, driven apart by ambition and the lust for power. Brothers turned against brothers, and the sacred bonds that held their society together began to unravel. The bonds of kinship frayed, replaced by suspicion and rivalry. Trust, once the cornerstone of their community, became a rare commodity. Warriors who had fought side by side now eyed each other with distrust, their unity shattered by the corrosive forces of envy and betrayal. The Viking warrior has seen this firsthand. He has walked the blood-soaked fields where once proud warriors lay fallen, victims not of foreign swords, but of internal treachery. He has witnessed the treachery of his own kin, the hunger for power that consumed their hearts. The very people he trusted with his life turned against him, driven by a desire for dominance that knew no bounds. He has felt the sting of betrayal, the pain of loss inflicted by those he once called brother. The memories of fallen comrades haunt him, their faces a constant reminder of the price of internal discord. This internal decay is a cancer, eating away at the remnants of Viking culture. The once thriving villages now stand in ruins, a testament to the destructive power of internal conflict. The proud traditions and values that once defined them are now but a shadow of their former glory. The warrior, hardened by experience, knows that trust is a luxury he can ill afford. His eyes, once filled with the fire of camaraderie, now reflect the cold, hard reality of survival. He has learned that in this fractured world, vigilance is his only ally. He is surrounded by the ghosts of his past, the echoes of broken oaths and shattered alliances. The specters of those he once trusted haunt his every step, a constant reminder of the fragility of human bonds. But even in this darkness, a flicker of hope remains. Amidst the ruins and the shadows, there is a glimmer of light, a beacon that calls to him. It is the memory of what once was and the possibility of what could be. The warrior clings to the memory of his family, to the values of honor and loyalty that once defined his people. These memories are his anchor, grounding him in a world that has lost its way. They remind him of the strength that comes from unity and the power of shared purpose. He will not let the darkness consume him. With every breath, he vows to uphold the principles that once made his people great. He stands resolute, a solitary figure against the encroaching night, determined to keep the flame of his heritage alive. He will fight to preserve the embers of his heritage, even if it means standing alone. For in his heart, he knows that the true strength of the Vikings lies not in their numbers, but in their unwavering spirit. And as long as he breathes, that spirit will never die. The Viking warrior stands on a precipice between the past and the present. He gazes out over the rugged landscape, a land that has both challenged and nurtured his people for generations. The horizon stretches endlessly, a symbol of the unknown future that lies ahead. The old ways are gone, but he cannot simply abandon his heritage. The stories of his ancestors, their triumphs and struggles, echo in his mind as he contemplates his next move. By the campfire, he reflects on the artifacts that once held great significance, now relics of a bygone era. He must adapt, innovate, and forge a new path for himself. The map before him is not just a guide to the physical terrain, but a blueprint for survival. Each decision he makes is a step towards a future where the spirit of the Vikings can endure. He has learned to use the resources of this harsh land to his advantage. Every rock, tree, and stream holds potential. He gathers materials with a keen eye, understanding that innovation often comes from the simplest of resources. He has mastered the art of trapping, using snares and deadfalls to catch small animals. These skills, passed down through generations, are now more crucial than ever. Each successful catch is a testament to his ingenuity and resilience. He has learned to identify edible plants, even in the depths of winter. The knowledge of the land is a lifeline, allowing him to find sustenance where others might see only barren wilderness. His foraging skills are a blend of ancient wisdom and modern necessity. His ingenuity extends beyond mere sustenance. He crafts tools and items that not only serve immediate needs, but also ensure long-term survival. Each creation is a blend of traditional craftsmanship and innovative thinking. He has modified his weapons and armor, adapting them to the cold and the unforgiving terrain. The modifications are not just practical, but also symbolic, representing his ability to evolve while staying true to his roots. He has learned to use the ice and snow as cover, to move silently through the wilderness like a phantom. His movements are a dance with nature, a testament to his ability to adapt and survive in the harshest conditions. This adaptation is not a choice, but a necessity. The harsh conditions demand resilience and determination. Each step he takes is a defiance of the elements, a declaration that he will not be defeated by the cold or the isolation. The warrior understands that to survive in this new world, he must embrace change. He must be willing to let go of certain traditions while holding on to the core values that define him. This balance is delicate but essential for his survival. He must blend the knowledge of his ancestors with the demands of the present, forging a new path for himself in a world that has forgotten the Vikings. This journey is not just about survival, but about honoring his heritage while carving out a place in the modern world. The Viking spirit lives on, not in the past, but in the continuous adaptation and innovation that defines his existence.